Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great day today and everyone is avoiding any type of stress or any type of like just bad news or any type of negative energy. This video, I would like to talk about honestly one of my favorite personal shows, and that's honestly Kippo and the Wonder Beasts. Now, what I want to talk about in this video is just honestly one of the main characters, Wolf, and her backstory. Now, my thing with Wolf and her backstory is one is not only just interesting as a whole for her character because you learn how, I guess in a way, she became a strong woman or a fighter as a female based black character in this show, but it's also the fact of, well, to me, when you deep dive into her backstory in the show from season one, it's the way everything looks in like her backstory. It's very interesting to me. And what's interesting about it to me is just the fact that one, it brings up racial topic altogether. And what I mean by a racial topic is how in general Wolf not only learn how to, I guess, essentially fight in a low level basis as a youngster from honestly the undergrounds in a apocalyptic universe, but it's also the fact of, well, when she learned from this wolf pack, honestly, like, it's just the way everything looks was just shady as heck, to be honest. And the only reason why I say it was shady is because, for one, the wolves were well clothed, and if you remember how the wolf parents look, the mom had a little fairly light pink dress on, and then the dad had some out some cargos or khaki shorts on with a button up, and then have a sweater wrapped around his neck or something like that. Wow, the kids look like they got some uniforms on, or clothes that vaguely look like nice looking clothes. And then when you get to the present time in season one, wolves are still conveyed or displayed as immensely intelligent. Now, I'm gonna say this: what type of in real life, what type of individuals or what type of ethnic group do you think always have that aura with them where they think they're superior or they're always smarter? I'm not going to clarify too much here on the table, people, in this video, but all I'm saying is that's how the wolves kind of played the wolves in the back in the backstory of Wolf altogether. They acted like they were superior, whether it be in strength and their aggressiveness, or their potential and their strength and aggressiveness as a wolf, to also the fact of their intelligence was, I would say, impressive or pretty interesting altogether. But honestly, they just was high class snobs, or just people who thought that they were superior one way or the other. I mean, they were cool sometimes with other species or other mutes, but it's not like they acted like, oh, we're the same in a sense. Because if anything, what if other people or other mutes in this universe, they get into a conversation about, like, I guess, intelligence or knowing stuff, they're going to probably act like, "Oh, we know more, we know better." But aside from all that about wolves, this is Wolf's backstory. Aside from that, now another thing that I want to point out about honestly the wolf pack and Wolf's backstory that raised her, it would be just the fact of, they made it look like she was a part of the pack, and on top of that, they also made it look like she was a part of the family and included, and raised her as such. But then when the time came, or she became a certain age, she honestly was like honestly just put out in a sense because the wolf parents they just let their legit 100% cubs go after wolf because she was human and on top of that just try to hunt her down for food so honestly they can learn more about just hunting and cultivating and stuff as just a provider whether it be for themselves or whether it be symbolically for anything else when it comes to the wolf pack altogether. Like they want the wolf parents want their wolf cubs to be like hunters. And the way they did Wolf, especially as a black based sister character, ooh, it was wrong. Especially when you see the results of how Wolf took things when she, I guess, in a slim chance, like survived everything from her backstory. Because for one, Wolf had trust issues. Even when she met Kippo in the very first episode, where they both met in Kippo and the Wonder Beast in season one, it would be just the fact of she did not trust Kippo. She reluctantly helped her or reluctantly like teamed up with her in a way and slowly tried to warm up to her. But it's not like they were friends or BFFs like in 2 episodes or 1 episode. It was a gradual climb for both of them to have the bond that they have until like the end of season one, two, also the like better progress and better like I guess companionship and I'm trying to think of the word. Well, not a word, a concept. And that concept would be sister bonding. The sisterhood sister bonding that they have together from season one all the way up to season two is impeccable. Only because Wolf was just taken advantage of by a bunch of mutated wolves that took advantage of her. And on top of that, in a way, why her why her backstory is most interesting to me is not just the fact of she was taken advantage of by wolves or mutants altogether that have like a superiority complex, whether it be through intelligence or through their savage, like I guess, background of being a wolf. Just like again, if I had to put it down on the table, people, what ethnic group or what nationality group has a superiority complex, and who in like in the world in general, as us as a black community, we have been honestly having all these protests and stuff against. Is actually my point. It honestly is interesting. Wolf's backstory in general is interesting like that because by the end of the day, it kind of gives us as black people symbolically um, the notion or the feeling of you can feel accepted in honestly a group or a like faction altogether or any type of I guess what's the word background in America that's like America related or that's kind of similar to America, but at the same time, if it's American soil, most likely it just gives you that notion or that symbolic feeling that you're not going to be accepted. If honestly your skin's different or your nationality is different, you're not going to be fully accepted, especially right there and then on the spot. And that's what makes it tragic. But Wolf's backstory altogether and what makes me like have an interest in just honestly a infatuation with Wolf's backstory because it could be easily like drawn back to reality in real life. I mean, yes, us as black people, we're having more traction. We're having like change more and more from the present day. But how long did it take for us to get to this point now today in the present day. And on top of that, another thing that we have to like ask ourselves is not just that point, but how long or what type of, I guess, what type of loss that we had to, what type of loss or losses that we had to endure and take as a people, the BLM, Black Lives Matter movement, or the Black Lives cause, have we had to lose in order to gain more traction or gain more, I guess, in a way, more equality for what we've been through and stuff as a people or and as a community. Not only that, but also as a people of black nature or African African nature, African culture, and cultural backgrounds altogether. What type of losses have we had to take in order to get this far? That's why I see Wolf's backstory as interesting and impactful and infatuated with me because of those things. But yeah, that's my video. Please leave a like if you like it. Please subscribe if you honestly enjoy this video and my others. Thank you and bye. Also, don't be afraid to leave a comment about your thoughts as well too about this topic. Thank you and bye.